In today's video, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. That's actually it's taking up quite a lot of space, both when I am working on the things that I'm trying to do business-wise, and also with this YouTube channel, but also especially when I'm not working uh, on this project. And the thing that I want to talk about is, I guess you can call it work-life balance. It's about the process and the speed of the process. How many hours do you put into your business each week? How much time do you dedicate to it? Um, because I feel I have a hard time figuring out the balance between this. One, because I think I'm a bit lazy, and two, uh, like there's I guess there's multiple factors to it. One, like I think by default I'm pretty lazy. Like if I can chill and relax, I will do that. Um, Two, I I also have like the I also want to have a life. I also like I do have a life. I think I do a lot of very nice, fun things, and that's also something that I'm really trying to prioritize at the moment in my life. um, and where do you find the balance between that? How do you determine with yourself at what speed you want to develop this project or business that you're starting? Because it's kind of self evident that the more time you put into something, the faster it's going to go to a certain degree, because you can also put a lot of time into something, but if you don't really know what you're doing, or you're not really using that time productively, mm, well, then it's again like, yeah, sure, you can put more time into it, but it's not necessarily going to be better or of higher quality. I also think of it as like if you are like standing at, like, let's say you're in the mountains and you're trekking, and you want to figure out where to go, right? Uh, it doesn't really make sense to just be like, all right, I'm just gonna go this way, and I'm just gonna go as fast as I can this way and just like run. You kind of need to figure out where you're going first, and that requires you to do a bit of planning up front and have a look at the map and examine the different routes. But then the other side of that, at the same time, you also have to just start walking. You cannot predict what the path looks like by looking at the map. Um, so for me, the main thing is that when I am relaxing, I have this uh, bad conscience of I should be doing more. But at the same time, I also have a voice in my head telling me that this is also a long process, and I am okay with it being a long process. Um, if you listen to people like Alex Hormozy, Ali Abdal, Daniel Priestley, Noah Kagan, MJ DeMarco, all of these like entrepreneur gurus, if you want to call them that, whatever. Um, they have sort of different opinions on the matter, like to what extent and like the extremity of it. Um, but there's no doubt that they're all agreeing on one fact, and that is, if you want to launch a business that is going to set you free, that's going to make you um, uh, independent, that's going to set you free financially, that's going to make you set you free time wise, you need to invest the time in it. You really need to put your time into this thing and really, really want it. You need to really want it. Ali Abdal describes it by comparing it to a professional athlete. Being a professional athlete is something very unusual and extraordinary. And if you want unusual and extraordinary things, which having a business and being able to live off of that business, and at the same time, as time goes on, being able to have a business that will set you free time wise and make you financially independent, aka rich, uh, that is unusual and extraordinary. And if you want unusual and extraordinary results, you need to put in an unusual and extraordinary effort. And this is why not everyone has a business, because it's hard, because it requires dedication, because it requires a lot of freaking time. So I am aware of this. And I think I've come to terms with the fact that I want to do that. I want to put that time into it. I've also eliminated so many distractions in my life. Um, like I have a TV there. I have a TV there. I don't really use it. I don't have TV channels. I don't have internet. Um, I have a PlayStation 3, but it doesn't work. I play Battlefield once in a while. Battlefield 4, great game by the way, old classic. Um, but besides that, I really don't spend a lot of time watching movies, watching series, or anything like that. I spent a shit ton of time doing that earlier, but I'm really consciously trying to eliminate all of these distractions, um, because that is what a distraction is. It removes you from the track that you are on. That's literally what the word means. It's a distraction. It distracts you, removes you from the track that you are currently on, and you need to stay on that track consistently, with effort over time in order for that track to lead anywhere. You need to stay on the track. And so I think I'm becoming very conscious of this fact, and I want to do that. I definitely want to put in the effort. But at the same time, if you take someone like Alex Homosi and the way that he did it, I do not want to do it the way that he did it. The way that he described his journey was putting everything on the line, all his money, all his effort, all his time for the business he started. He started by launching a gym. And in a video, he says that he saved up, I think it was between like 30 or $40,000, maybe it was 50,000. And he spent all of his money setting up a gym, launching the gym. He had $2,000 left from that 50,000 initial savings, and uh, he had to earn that back within the first month. That was like a month's worth of living, those $2,000. He lived in his gym, he slept in his gym, he didn't see any other people. He just lived and breathed for this thing. And maybe that will work for some people. That would kill me. I would go down with depression. I would go down with anxiety. I would go down with stress. I would not enjoy that one bit. I don't want that. That is not a life that I would want. Like sleeping in a mattress in my at my work, at my company. Like I get it. It's like, if you really want something, you gotta go get it. You really gotta like grind for it and all. Like, sure, but can we like bend it a bit? I guess it also depends on like what do you want, because I think I have a great life right now. I am also privileged. I live in Denmark. We have a freaking great country. You can earn very, very little here and still have so much. And I am extremely humbled and grateful for that fact. I am extremely lucky to be born here. Not everyone is. And maybe you're in a position where the only way that you're going to get forward uh, to success or to the things that you want towards your goals is by putting everything on the line. And I cannot change that. Uh, but from the position where I am in, I have the option to do this differently. And I think many people do. I have the option, and this is like what I'm contemplating, and what's I'm trying to find the balance between, like, too much and too little. Too little effort where I'm not gonna go anywhere, and too much effort where I'm gonna burn out. I already tried to burn out in my life with like very high level of stress, three times now, 3 times in my life. In college, no, sorry, in high school, in college, and half a year ago. I don't want that to happen anymore. And the reason that it happened is because my like activity level or energy level, whatever you want to call it, went like this: up, down, up, down, up, down. Like maximum effort, complete crash. Maximum effort, just overextending myself completely, burning out. Not having a balance in my life whatsoever. Neglecting friends, neglecting family, neglecting my own needs, not knowing what the fuck I was doing, where I was going with it, not having a plan at all, not having my financial shit together, like just so many parameters of my life that was not at all in order, like a very weak foundation. And I don't think that's a good way to do it. I personally do not think that's a good way to do it. I think it's extremely stressful. I think you're backing yourself up into a corner. I also heard like multiple go hard or go home kind of entrepreneurs, startup people be like, if you want this, you gotta go all in. It's all in or it's nothing. Like, if you don't go all in immediately, like you don't want it enough, and you might as well quit. And it's like, I think that's bullshit. I really think that's bullshit. And sure, these people probably made it, and good for them, and they're rich, and good for them. But for me, it's not just about getting rich. Like, I do want more money, because money allows you to buy your time. It allows you to buy your freedom. And I like time, and I like freedom. I like having time to spend on stuff I want to do. And this is part of the reason that I want to do this thing, because being an entrepreneur will allow you to earn more money and scale it and all of these things. And a job will not allow you to do that. It will allow you to do that to a certain degree, but the path on a job is slower, and it depends on which field you're in. I'm a physical therapist. I'm not going to earn a lot. Physical therapists don't earn a lot. They don't, not in my country anyways, having a normal job. And it's just like, bleh. And then it's like, okay, you can take more education. You can like level up kind of your, sorry about that, you can level up your skills. And this is what MJ DeMarco, who wrote a Millionaire Fastlane, says, that in the slow lane, the only leverage that you have is to increase your intrinsic value. And your intrinsic value is what you are worth to an employer. That is what your value is. But the problem is that it's tied to your time. You can only earn money while you are actively working. When you are no longer working, you are not earning any money. And this is what MJ DeMarco calls the slow lane. And this is what I want to uh, escape. You want to escape it? I don't know if it's called escaping. I guess it is. I want to do something else. And that's the starting the business kind of thing. There are also other reasons for it. There are things that I want to do. I also really have a big like passion to help other people. And I have a really big interest for psychology, personal development, and really helping people out of difficult positions. And that's super cool if I can make a product where that can happen. That would be amazing. And if that product at the same time would allow me to have time freedom, financial freedom, and and not be able to not have to work a full-time job for the rest of my life, that would be amazing. I think most people would definitely want that. The road there, though, is difficult, and it requires time and effort. I think the path that I'm on now is good. I've set a 5-year period now. This is also something that definitely has become easier for me as I have gotten older. I'm 30 now. This was not something like the thought process that I have now is something that has come with maturity. This was not something that I was even remotely able to, like on an abstraction level, to wrap my head around. The only thing I could wrap my head around, like I could barely plan a week ahead. I could barely plan a week ahead. I didn't have a calendar. I didn't know when the fuck shit was happening. I didn't know when I was going there. I was constantly missing appointments with people, or like appointments sounds like you're going to the dentist. I don't know the English words for it. You know what I mean. I was constantly missing all the things that I was planning, double booking myself, and like being late for everything. Just very stressful overall. And my time perspective was so narrow. And I'm trying really to be like, okay, what can I do within 5 years? And how can I make that a sustainable journey so I don't burn out again? Because that's like my number one goal. I do not want to burn out again. I've done that already enough. I've learned so much from that. That's also part of the reason that I want to share this, because if this can help someone avoid that, that would be great. I would be very happy if I can help you or someone avoid burning out and just not having a very good time, just suffering. If that's preventable in like a journey like this or whatever you're doing, that's really great. And I hope that this rant can help with that. So right now I'm contemplating like the pace that I want to do this at. How many hours per week do I want to put into it? I'm trying to land in a space between 1 to 2 hours per day where I spend it on this thing, and trying slowly to increase it over time. But I have things that I'm not willing to compromise on. One, I'm not willing to compromise on seeing my friends and family. That's too important for me. If I died in 2 years and I'd spent the last 2 years like just slaving away to try and start a business, I would hate myself. I mean, I would also be dead, so that would be difficult position to actually hate yourself. But you know what I mean. I wouldn't want those last 2 years to be just slaving away in front of like my computer. I would want that to be 2 years where I get to see my friends and family who I care about a lot. I'm also in a process right now after I recently broke up with my girlfriend, that is my ex-girlfriend now, where I am trying to rebuild old relationships, which is something that I have been neglecting for a long time. I have a lot of old friends that I can reach out to, but I've been holding back from doing that. And that is really amazing. And I am enjoying so much getting to know new people and rekindling old relationships. And this is giving me so much extra energy to do this, which is like it's just connected. Everything you need to do stuff that gives you energy. I'm not willing to compromise on my friends and family. I'm not willing to compromise on my health, which means I go to the gym and work out and I play volleyball, and I do that around 4 to 5 times per week. And this is really important to me. This is something that's giving me so much energy, and I'm not willing to compromise on that either. Um, I need to cook food, I need to do laundry, all of that shit. And these things takes time. And for me, because I have ADHD, these things takes extra time. These things are very demanding. I've spent many years now trying to build systems around it that allows me to do it in a more structured manner that doesn't take and drain as much energy. I've literally been grinding and like practicing uh, to be able to do these things without it draining me so much. I've spent a long time on like just a personal level, like practicing to do the groceries faster and more structured. Earlier on, I could easily spend an hour in the grocery store just like going around because I was so confused. Planning what to eat would be a fucking nightmare because I didn't know what to do, and I got like like analysis paralysis because I didn't know what to buy, I didn't know what to plan, I didn't know what to cook. And now I put systems into like some systems for myself where that is easier. And all of these small things has led to the place where I am now, where I have more energy and I'm able to do more stuff. But that process, that also took a lot of time and effort to get to. And I do not believe that I would be able to take a step up like the ladder towards building something, a business, uh, if I did not first create this personal foundation for myself that I'm able to stand on and feel that I'm stable. Also, just something as simple as creating a budget for myself. Earlier on, I was spending money on shit left and right all the time, and I'm not doing that anymore as much. I've decreased it significantly. And that is great because that means that I have money. I have a savings account, which is something that I have not had in my life before. And when I did, I would spend it all quickly. And that sucks and is very stressful. So I've spent a long time developing myself. I've spent a lot of time and money on therapy, and I guess also it's coaching, and spend a lot of time journaling, all of these things to build up to the place where I am now. And now, again, the question is then, how do I balance this as I continue? Because I definitely do have a fear of burning out. I have a fear of repeating that mistake that I've done before, which is putting way too much on my plate, neglecting myself, overstepping my boundaries, and just crashing. It takes a long time to recover from that. Your nervous system is fried when you get to that place. It's not a fun place to be. So I do not want that again for myself. So my thoughts on this process right now is, as I said before, I'm really trying to think long term. I'm really trying to think long term. And this is something that I have not been able to do before in my life. I think it's definitely also just getting older, and I guess time becomes more elastic or something, like, I don't know. It feels easier to look 5 years into the future now and be like, I can see myself like having a plan and doing this thing for 5 years and just working on it. And I think that's the mentality you need to have. You won't build anything in a short amount of time. I think it's also just a realization that if the things that I have tried to build within a short amount of time, because I thought that was possible, has not happened yet. So it's like a realization of, shit, it takes a long time. And MJ DeMarco also talks about in his book Millionaire Fastlane. I'm going to refer to this book a lot because it's really good. And there's so much good advice in it. But he says that success is not an event, it's a process. And I think that is very, very true. He also says that any success that is built through an event is not sustainable. For example, winning the lottery. People who win the lottery tend to not, like people who win the lottery and become millionaires tend to not be millionaires for a very long time because they've not built themselves up to that place, which means they're millionaires with the habits of being not millionaires. So they're not in a position to maintain and grow and like have that kind of wealth. So I don't know if it corrupts people or whatever, but I think it's also worth considering having a specific mindset towards money. And that's part of the process also. Uh, and that is something that I'm trying to build a mindset around, that success is not an event, it's a process. And that process probably takes a long time. And I am getting to a place where I feel more and more okay with that. And it's more important to me to find a balance now between working on it and not burning out on it. Instead of thinking like black and white, all or nothing, it's more finding the place in the middle and making it sustainable. Um, so the next step, and I think in the next video, I'm going to try to talk a bit more concretely about what it is, like concretely, that I'm trying to do. I can reveal a bit of it now. So I am trying to build an online product, and sorry, there was a noise. I got distracted. I'm trying to build an online product or online community for preventing stress. And this is also something, as I understand from this video, probably that is very personal to me. So right now I'm trying to define who is my target audience and who is it that I'm going to help prevent this for, and what kind of method of delivery am I going to implement that through, and the considerations I have for that, because I've already tried to build a stress prevention program, and I've been thinking, should it be like a clinic in a clinical setting, one-to-one sessions? Should it be online one-to-one sessions? Should it be like an outdoor-based group program? I love outdoor activities a lot, trekking, spearfishing, sleeping out. But as I learned also again from The Millionaire Fastlane and other books, that if your goal is financial freedom and time freedom, you want to build a business that will scale. You want to build a business where you can detach your time from the income. And having, for example, a spearfishing company, which I had, having where I did company trips, having a uh, workshop-based business is something that requires my time in order to happen. It can be scaled much better than, for example, one-to-one sessions, but it's still something that requires my time and effort physically, which means that when I am there, I earn money. When I am not, it turns off and I do not earn money. You can scale this kind of business through a human resource system where you hire people to do it. But I don't think I want to be managing a team and managing people. As I said before, I think I'm kind of lazy. And maybe in the future, if I have more time available, I will do that. But I think right now, I have a full-time job where I'm working as a physical therapist, and I am able to sustain myself through that financially. It's not draining me too much. So I think I'm trying to build a product or whatever method of delivery to for the purpose of helping people to prevent burnout. And I think it's going to be an online course with like a supporting frame around it where you're going to, for example, have sessions one-to-one with me. And I'm going to help you through that process and guide you through like this program. Also, like if you think that's a great idea and it's something that you could use personally, please leave a comment and tell me about it. That would be great. Um, so I think the next video, I will try and go into the process that I'm in right now and just take you with me on that process and tell you my thoughts behind it. I made like a whole framework, and I can't really tell right now whether it's confusing me or helping me. I think a bit of both, but I will try and take you through that and show you everything that I've written down in it so far. I'm also using ChatGPT a lot, as I've built kind of a little personal coach for myself. Kind of cozy, kind of weird, kind of creepy. AI is weird and creepy, but it's very helpful, I must say. So yeah, I think that will be the next video. Yeah. All right. That is all for now. This video has gone on for long enough. I would love feedback from you. Anyone watching this? This is completely new for me. What do you think? Do you think anything could be improved? Would you like yeah, I'm probably going to talk about things that I want to talk about, but uh, right now. But I would definitely also like to hear is there something specific that you think could be interesting uh, to hear me talking about or dive into specific topics surrounding personal development? Could also be ADHD, could also be stress management, could be business, like process of starting a business startup. Um, yeah, leave a comment, let me know, and also just like, what do you think of this thing? What do you think of the channel? What do you think of the content? It's evolving. It's like I'm trying to get better at this. I'm learning by doing. I'm learning by fucking up, as I call it. And yeah, and also do the other thing with like, subscribe to the channel. That would help me a lot. I'm trying to grow this channel, and it would be great to have your help on that. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I will see you